Gladiator, they could do whatever they want. They could do some violent, they could do some blood, and they could do some gore, they could do some brutal stuff. Gladiator, they can win anything. But sadly, they cannot even beat Wicked. Yes, Wicked beat Gladiator 2 at the box office. Weak is that, Gladiator? How weak is that? Hello, fellas. What the sitch? My name is Nick Kick Studio Lounge Show. Last time we talked about the first Gladiator movie, and after that I did a rant on Transformers Age Against Extinction. But hey, check out that rant. It's pretty awesome. It's way better than my original rant. Yo, F the original rant in the A. So now I am finally doing a review on this peak movie right there. Even I prefer Wicked than Gladiator 2, but overall, I enjoy the film to the start, the beginning to end. So tonight, I'm about to do a movie review to the sequel based on the beloved movie that came out in the 2000 and happy 25th anniversary, which is none other than the first Gladiator. So, I am doing a movie review of the sequel, the follow-up of the movie that came out in the 2000, which is none other than the first Gladiator movie. Now, let's do the review on Gladiator 2. Came out the year of 2024, aka one of the best year for movie, period. But let's hope 2025 will be as good as 2024. So, yeah. But comic book movie out of hand back in last year, do better. And yeah, sure, you got my peak movie, which is Deadpool and Wolverine. But still, you got Joker 2, you got Metal Web, you got the Crow remake, and of course, you got some of the bad comic book movie that came out in 2024. Oh my god. Anyway, enough of the do. Let's begin. Anyway, so I already tell you what my thought on the first Gladiator movie. So if you want more detail about the first Gladiator movie, check out my review of it. It's pretty awesome. It's way better than my original. Wait a minute, did I do the original? Oh, wait, because before I haven't seen the movie, and now I've seen the movie, and that film is peak. So, meant to said, if you haven't seen my movie review of the first Gladiator movie, enough watching Alex's video. Go watch my review on the first Gladiator movie. It's way better than every single Alex video that he posts on daily basis, which I'm going to do a live stream of that tonight. So, oh my god. Anyway, so let's get to Gladiator. So, I enjoyed the first Gladiator movie. I'm just really thinking it's my favorite movie that came out in the 2000. Yup, even better than American Psycho and The Elvis Negro, and even better than Meet the Parent. Even I enjoyed those three movies, but the first Gladiator movie is even better than those three movies that came out in the 2000. But I gotta say, I would watch Gladiator instead of Battlefield. Oh, my Battlefield turd, because that film is a piece of fart. Anyway, so after I heard that Gladiator 2 is on the work, I was not excited. I was not excited, and I was like, you know what? I already know I am sounding like Limbo Strike Back because every single time that the sequel keep getting announced and you're saying unnecessary. But I gotta say, I'm just really thinking Gladiator 2 was really unnecessary. Let's face it, it was really unnecessary. Why? It's because of the main character played by Russell Crowe die at the end of the first Gladiator movie. And I thought, you know what? I think the first Gladiator should stick with one movies. But after I heard that Gladiator 2 is going to be the different story than the first one, I did not like that idea. I did not like that idea because I'm part of this film is going to make a huge hate base of the Gladiator fan base, because a lot of the people in the community was not excited for the Gladiator 2 movies. So after we watched the trailer, even we don't like a rap song in the trailer, and for the living God, studio, quit putting, sorry, will you stop putting rap song in the trailer? It's called Gladiator movie, not Rapator, darn it. Yeah, honestly, that's the main problem I have for Gladiator 2 first trailer, because when they play the song from Safe House, go oh my god. What the heck is it? It's supposed to be Gladiator 2, or it's going to be like Gladiator 2 Broadway. Oh my god, you better freaking not do a Broadway version of the Gladiator, or else that would be the worst Broadway. Yup, even worse than Ratatouille. TikTok. Yeah, F-A-N-D-A. Anyway, yeah, that's the one thing I was absolutely did not like from the trailer, because I'm just getting sick of tired that some studio keep putting song that don't match with the movie. The Gladiator supposed to be about action, drama, and thriller, and adventures too, but more action than adventures. Meant to say, not about putting a freaking rap song in the trailer, because they did the exact same darn thing to maybe Transformers 1 in the first trailer, because that's why that trailer is doink, because of how Paramount was marketed that movie. I'm very sorry, Paramount, but you have got to be one of the worst studio who ever marketed, because you did Transformers 1 dirty, and you did Gladiator 2 dirty. Because you put a rap trailer in the you put a rap song in the trailer. Sorry about my grammar, because every time I get angry, I always grambled. So sorry about my grammar error. Sorry about that, guys. It's a part of your special needs, so yeah. Anyway, so that's the main problem I have for the Gladiator 2 trailer, because I just can't stand these trailers these days. Have to put a rap music. Like, what's the point? It's even worse than the first Sonic trailer when you play the song called Gento Squad. I don't care, because I like that song, but putting that song in the Sonic movie, yeah, no. That song did not match with the movie. And that song from Safe House, yeah, how about you keep that song from Safe House? Do not put that in a Gladiator 2. And if I see that one song called in the next trailer, I'm just gonna mute. Because I don't like that song in the trailer, because it always ruined the film, honestly. And no offense, I like that song. That song is kind of catchy. But putting that song in the Gladiator 2? No. Don't do that crap. Anyway, so overall, I was kind of not excited for Gladiator 2, which is a shame, because I enjoyed the first Gladiator movie, and I thought this film is going to be one of the worst movies that Ruby Scott ever did. But on the other hand, after I watched the movie with Bub, the same way I did it with the first movie, but instead of watching this film on Paramount Plus, honestly, that is the one thing I am getting sick of tired that Paramount Plus keep doing. Every single time I watch the movie finally, and the next day, they always announce this film. They always, sorry about my grammar. They always announce new movie like Transformers 1, A Quiet Place Day 1, and even Gladiator 2. But especially for Gladiator 2, they released a streaming date for Gladiator 2 on Paramount Plus. Paramount, you gotta stop doing that, because I watched the film on Plex. So what's the point watching this film again? Why I'm gonna get the 4K of it? That does not make no sense at all, and that's the one thing that Paramount needs to stop doing. Man, Paramount, you need to get your crap together. First, you released some 2 awful trailers this year. Second, you did Transformers 1 dirty, and now you was doing Gladiator 2 dirty by putting a rap music in the trailer, making people not excited, and of course, you released a streaming date for movies for the last minute. Man. Yeah, I might do a video called My Problem with Paramount these days, because sometimes Paramount can be such a knucklehead sometimes. Which you should not be saying that, because this is Paramount month, so let's get to Gladiator, because this is Paramount month, baby. Paramount month, darn it. Anyway, so what do I think about Gladiator 2? It was exactly how I thought it was going to be, or it was surprising? Well, I'll be right back. This film is peak. Are you not entertained, Chico? The last part had nothing to do with Gladiator. I was just doing reference of Kim Possible. Shingo! Yeah, that's my reaction after I watched Gladiator 2. This has got to be one of the most surprising movie of 2024. And I hate to say it, guys, this film is even better than the first one. Oh boy, I'm gonna get a huge major comment about it. They're gonna keep saying, oh, they kicked the studio to... So I'm at my grandmother again. Anyway, I already know that some people who's a huge fan of the first movie, and they are going to be like Alex 2.0, going to keep saying, "Oh my goodness, Nick, how dare you say Gladiator 2 is even better than the first one? Oh, I would never respect your opinion. Unsubscribe. Guys, I already know that some people prefer the first movie than the sequel, but once again, it's my opinion. Please don't be like Alex. Why is everybody trying to be like Alex? And even worse, my people in my area trying to be like Alex. Like throwing coffee in the vehicle. And when I was at Hopewell, we got people overacting some little stuff which is not even that serious. This is why I want Alex to be going on the internet. Not going as a human, I ain't going that far. Because I'm not a cyberbully. Because I don't put up a cyberbullying. And I hope you guys don't trust cyberbullying either. I might do a sequel of that in the future as my video form. So yeah, I was really shocked and speechless of how good this film is, because at first I was not excited, because thanks for freaking Paramount put a freaking rap song in the freaking trailer, which is really grabs my E button. Yeah, yeah, just like what James Possible said. In the one episode of Kim Possible, when James Possible was having trouble doing his taxes, and I might talk about it in my review of Kim Possible, which I already did that last year, which that review did not age well. It aged well like milk, and did not age well like wine, which is a shame. Anyway, yeah, I might do a redo review on the. I might do a redo review on Kim Possible, because right now this is my new form. And I hope Alex will definitely follow what I'm doing. Nobody wants to see a short video. You know what? I'll talk about that tonight. Let's get to Gladiator 2. Sorry about the off topic much. So, sorry. My apologies. The part of your special needs. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I enjoy Gladiator 2. It's even better than the first movie. Even I enjoy the first movie. But do you remember that the first Gladiator movie was really brutal movie? Well, I have to say it. Not just this film is the most brutal Gladiator movie ever, but I'm really thinking that even I haven't seen Terrified 3, which you're not going to see me watching that freaking movie, because after I heard that people get vomit and walked out because of the opening when Arthur Crown killing people, guys, I can handle some blood. I can handle some gore. But doing it for 25 hours just like Mr. Pickle? No. Yeah, honestly, that was the only horror movie I am not going to watch in my entire life. Thank God I watched piece by piece better than watching Terrified 3. Well, honestly, so do you remember that people said that Terrified 3 is the most brutal and gory movie of 2024 in Deadpool Wolverine? But I gotta say, even Deadpool Wolverine is bloody movie of 2024. But I have to say it, because this film has some ton of blood and gore. But this has got to be one of the most brutal and gory movie from last year. I am not joking. I am dead freaking serious, because this film is brutal as crap. Anyway, but in a good way. Anyway, so do I have any flaws about this film? Just like the first movie? No, I do not. No, I did not. Because this film is peak. Anyway, enough further ado. Let's get to this review, shall we? It's Gladiator time. Are you not entertained? So, before we get to my thought on this movie, which you already know what my thought is, it's peak, let's check out the review, box office, reward, like usual, because I do my research better than Alex, because you know what? Let's talk about that tonight. Anyway, so Gladiator 2 came out the exact same day as Wicked, and came out the exact same day as the 5th anniversary of Frozen 2 and the 1st anniversary of Disney Wish, honestly, at this point. And this year is going to be 30 years since the first Toy Story movie and Casino movie came out, which I might watch Casino for the very first time this year. Yeah, let's hope so. Anyway, so Gladiator 2 is a history, drama, adventure, action movie. It's 2 hours and 28 minutes. You have even longer, just like the first. Sorry, I was yawning. Yeah, this film is even longer, just like the first movie. So even this rating is not as high or as much as the first Gladiator movie, because the first Gladiator movie was a huge golden phenomenon. This film got an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes for the critic, and this film got an 87% for the audience, which is really peak. But however, Gladiator 2 got 70% on Rotten Tomatoes for the critic, and for some reason, this film got a 82%. Wait a minute. Yeah. Which is really disappointing. And yeah, sure, The Flash, that's good, but it is not as good rating as much as the first Gladiator movie, which is a shame, honestly. And this film have a runtime with 2 hours and 34 minutes, but this film, on the other hand, is even shorter than the first Gladiator. So I take that back what I just said when I said this film is longer, just like the first one, because I gotta say the first Gladiator movie is even longer than the sequel. So on the other hand, this film got a very disappointing review. So this film got a 6.5 out of 10. The same with Rotten Tomatoes, it is not as good as much as an IMDb rating on this movie, because this film is peak. This film got a 8.5 out of 10 on IMDb, and the sequel got a 6.5 out of 10. So I'm really thinking that the people in IMDb did not enjoy this film one bit, and they watched Wicked. Yeah, I can't forget that movie. And speak of that, I'll get to that in a minute. So Gladiator 2 is a box office success. So let me read it real quick. Gladiator 2 is a box office success, having grossed over $460 million worldwide. While it may not have matching the golden box office earning of the original Gladiator, it still performed well, actually. And the budget, which, there's nothing in the budget I'm looking at. But, however, so do you remember that Gladiator, they could win anything because they are the most brutal history in the planet? They cannot even beat Wicked. Really? How on earth that the bloodiest history of cinema did not beat a movie based on Broadway that nobody give a crap about? Well, the main reason why I'm saying that is because I'm not a huge fan of the Broadway. The only thing I like from that Broadway, which is not in the performance and the actress that she was the voice of Elsa, and the other chick that she was playing as Gidget, honestly, at this point. But I'm really thinking the movie is even better than the Broadway that came out years ago. So are you telling me that Gladiator cannot even beat Wicked? Oh my goodness, man. It shows that Wicked can win anything that you want. And Wicked and Moana 2 or both movie beat Gladiator 2 at the box office. Let me read it before I get started from my thought. Wicked opened with 414 million. Try again. Sorry about my grammar. Back up the same. Here we go. Wicked opened with $114 million. Okay, thank you. Dramatically, why Gladiator 2 have a strong start of the $114 million. However, Wicked Optimus lead the box office with the golden opening of the $164 million compared to the Gladiator 2 got the film for $220 million. Yup, Wicked surpassed. Wicked lead the golden box office and Gladiator 2 surpass. How on earth that the most bloodiest and gory history in the planet did not beat the movie based on the Broadway? that people are a huge fan of. For people who's not a huge fan of the Broadway, nobody give a crap about that. So I'm very sorry about my terrible grammar once again, because that's the whole point, that you've been talking too much. So sad news is Gladiator 2 did not get any Academy Award. The only Academy Award they gotten was in Best Adaptation and Costume Design. How on earth that this film did not get nominated for Best Supporting Actor? Deja Washington, he should be getting nominated. Not just one reward. Man, what a pathetic. And fact is, Wicked got way more nomination reward more than Gladiator 2. Yeah, it can show that people don't care about the Gladiator 2 and they always support the first movie. Anyway, enough of the ado, enough of my grandbird. Let's get to my thought on this movie. So nope, I don't have any flaws about this film, so let's get the positive. The story, even is not as good as the first movie, but overall, the story is still holds up, honestly. And the characters, I enjoy every single character in this film. Like the actor that he was in The Wire Robot and The Last of Us. And of course, he's going to be in the upcoming Fantastic Four First Step. And oh my god, you better freaking not bomb that movie the same way that you doing with Thunderbolt. Oh my god, I swear to god. If that movie bomb, yeah, it would be the end of Marvel. I don't give a crap. Anyway, yeah, his actor that he was in The Last of Us and The Wire Robot, time to time. So yeah. But I gotta say, his character is really amazing. And I thought he's going to be the main villain of the movie. But the main villain in the movie, what's another than the one villain played by the legendary himself, Deja Washington. Deja Washington, I like that guy. That guy is such a legendary. The only film I haven't seen from him, which is another than the one movie that I have 3 hour one time. Yeah. That is why I don't have enough time to watch these 3 hour film, because sometimes 3 hour film can be grind my gear, honestly. And of course, yeah, I do like his villain. That has got to be one of my favorite performances that Deja Washington ever did. Yep, even better, just like his character of The Training. And of course, you got the main character played by Paul. I gotta say, he's a very amazing character. He's a really brutal character. How on earth that he did not get any recommending? It can show that people don't care about Gladiator 2, honestly. But hey, it's their opinion, but I'm not going to tag it as much as Alec, because Alec, you cut it out. Anyway, and of course, you got the Emperor. The Emperor in this film, played by Joseph Queen and Fred. They're both as a great character. And I'm really thinking this film had Monkey in the movie. I'm not joking to y'all. When I see the monkey in the movie, and I was like, what the shit am I watching? Am I watching Gladiator 2, or am I watching a monkey movie? Because honestly, I was kind of laughing my butt off when everybody in Gladiator was rooting for a monkey. Come on, it's just a monkey. It's just a monkey. Man. This is kind of remind me, I really hope it will not happen. It's kind of remind me that everybody in Middleton are rooting for Rufus. Oh, come on now. That's a naked mole rat. Yeah, he's a naked mole rat. And of course, the same with the monkey. He is just a plain monkey. Like, there was no way in the right mind they're gonna let that monkey take over the Gladiator. That sounds stupid. Well, even I like that. I like that scene, but it will not happen in real life. If it happened in real life, I'm gonna be laughing my butt off. Anyway, so I'm gonna be thinking that's all the character. Oh yeah, that one chick that she was in the movie, played by the same actress that she was in Nobody and Wonder Woman. Wait a second. Let me see. Oh, I guess I'm right. What's up now? Anyway. Yeah, I love her character, and I gotta say, she might be one of my favorite characters in this movie, because every time I see her on the screen, I always get Sorry with my grandmother, again. Like I was saying. But her character in this film is such a beauty, and she's such a hottie. And I gotta say, she might be one of my favorite characters in this movie because her performance is really chef kiss. So she might be one of my top 5 favorite character in the Paramount movie because we got all these beautiful women in Paramount movie are really amazing, but not the one that have the last airbender, which I was discussing. And of course, the action scene. Holy shit. The action scene is the most brutal movie I ever seen in 2024. Yep, even bloodier, just like Deadpool and Wolverine. Even Deadpool and Wolverine is bloodier, but Gladiator 2 is in the close second. So I take about what I just said earlier. Yeah, Gladiator 2 have ton of blood, ton of gore, and ton of the blood effect. Because the blood in this film, which is really awesome. Especially when the main character played by Paul was doing his action scene, swinging the sword and grabbing the sword and trying to bash people's head. Oh my goodness, man! And of course, you got the one death scene that you could put where you have that one character. Oh my god, that is so brutal. And of course, you got the one death scene played by the same actor that he was in The White Robot and The Last of Us. His character died in the movie. Rest in peace to his character. His character was a waste potential because I thought he's going to be the great character, but not until he got killed off at the third act or second act, I don't know. And of course, the ending. Even is not as emotional as much as the sequel. As the first movie, because the first movie will always be the better ending. But the ending in this film is passable. I like that very well. And of course, Of course, cinematography, once again, the cinematography is absolutely peak because I love the location, I love the production, and I love the costume design. Yeah, this film deserves like a recommending, and I am so happy that the fact that this film got nominated at the Academy Award for Best Costume Design. Even I want this film to be nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor, and Best Supporting Actress, and Best Supporting Actor, which is other than this guy, and for Best Supporting Actress, which is other than this chick right here. She's cute. Anyway, but for some reason, that Wicked beat Gladiator 2 at the box office, so of course, Oscar would give Gladiator of course they're gonna give Wicked more reward than Gladiator 2, honestly, at this point, so, yeah. So what else have to say about this film? Because this film is peak. So overall, guys, Gladiator 2 is such a masterpiece to the start to finish. Even this film is my favorite movie out of the Gladiator movie, and even is way better than the first one. But we can sit back and all agree that this film is not as good as the first one. But overall, I enjoy the movie. It's my favorite Gladiator movie. And if you disagree with me, I can hear your opinion. Please don't be like Alec. Please don't bash my opinion. And quick call me Nick Hicks 2001. It's Nick Hicks to your lounge, not Nick Hicks 2001. You freaking moron. Amazon macaroni cheese. Anyway, so I'm gonna give Gladiator 2 a 10 out of 10. Epic, brilliant masterpiece, and this peak movie deserves a seal of Nick Hicks Studio Lounge awesomeness. Almost said my original line, but thank God I said Nick Hicks Studio Lounge, not Nick Hicks 2001, and not even Nick Hicks Studio. It's Nick Hicks Studio Lounge awesomeness. Dun dun dun. So fellas, that was my movie review of Gladiator 2. So tell me about your opinion on this amazing peak movie on the comment section below. So honestly, guys, so which movie that you prefer back in last year on November 22nd? Gladiator 2 or Wicked? And for me, I prefer Wicked better than Gladiator 2 because I used to say Gladiator 2 is even better than Wicked, but more I love Wicked, even I love that Ariana Grande character. She is such a hottie, meant to say. But I gotta say, Wicked is way better than Gladiator 2. Sorry, Wilby Scott, but I prefer Wicked better than Gladiator 2. And even Mature said that Gladiator 2 is even better than Wicked, which I kind of disagree. Well, even I can handle his opinion, but I disagree at the same time. Because Wicked has a much better story, much better character development, and much better quality for your movie. But Gladiator 2, on the other hand, Gladiator 2 is a masterpiece, but not as good as Wicked. So, Wicked is better than Gladiator 2, and that's a fact. So, yeah. And however, so we got the casting in this movie right there. And why is Rosa Quotes is in it? Because Rosa Quotes is not in Gladiator 2. Why is Google being stupid? God mercy on us all. Yeah, honestly. So so the casting that who was involved for this movie, I gotta say thank you so much for bringing the sequel back to life. I thought Gladiator 2 would be a worthless piece of garbage, but I am so shocked and speechless of how good this film is, and this film might be one of the most surprising movie of 2024. So the cast in this movie, thank you so much for delivering this movie, and I cannot wait to see Gladiator 3. Wong's depends the movie will be announced, but at the same time, it won't happen because sometimes what's exposed is getting old these days. And no offense to the old people. So, fellas, that was my movie review on Gladiator 2. So, tell me about your opinion on this amazing peak movie on the comment section below. So, if you enjoyed this Gladiator review, if you want to see more of this Power Muff fight, like usual, please, I highly recommend you hit a subscribe button, turn notification, and share it with your whole family, and stay tuned with, oh my god, no. Oh no. This is Nick Kick Studio Lounge signing off, and stay tuned with my movie rant on Transformers The Last Night. God mercies on us all.